Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some blue-black skeleton bird is what I've been calling it, but basically this is a mono black pile splashing blue to add a little bit of flair and flexibility to the deck that we might not get otherwise, and we'll go over that very quickly. The main purpose of the deck is to play the creature archetype of skeletons, whether that's Forsaken Miner, the Tinybones, using Case as a stash skeleton to make a token skeleton that we can use. And the primary card of the deck is Corpse of the Lost. This card is a baller of a card. I love this card so much. But it makes a 2/2. But it's more than that. Skeletons you control get a 1/0 and have haste. When Corpse of the Lost enters, create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token at the beginning of your end step. If you descend to this turn, you may pay 1 life. If you do, return Corpse of the Lost to its owner's hand. This is kind of the key engine to the deck and the primary card that you kind of want to see pretty often, especially on that turn 3. But what else are we doing to keep kind of going over what the mono black stuff in here is for? Is playing Gix. A lot of times Corpse of the Lost is the best card, but when we don't have one, we want to have another powerful turn 3 we can play, especially whenever our turns look like Forsaken Miner, Tinybones, or one of the two into a Case on an empty board. We definitely love following that up with a Gix just as much as Corpse for the most part, although Corpse a lot of times can be seen as better, especially if we're on the play. But Gix getting us a lot of cards is very nice and works a lot better in this deck for one other reason. Outside of that, we have 4 cut downs, 4 go for the throats, and that is it on that front. The 4 Deep-Cavern Bats and 2 high-end Bloodletter of Aclazotz. We're playing a pretty low land count. I will say that right away. We are on 21 in total, as you can see here. So playing this is a little tough at times, but that's what we're relying on Gix and a lot of our early game aggro to keep our opponent busy until we eventually get to this. But what are we playing blue for, and why are we making this maybe a little bit more complicated than it needs to be? First of all, I'm not sold that I like this card that much. Some people love it. Me personally, I'm just not that big of a fan. And I think we have a better option in Mockingbird. Mockingbird is this very cool card, and you might look at it right away, be like, Brick, are you blind? That's not a skeleton. And I'm aware. Well, you may have Mockingbird enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield with mana value less than or equal to the amount of mana spent to cast Mockingbird, except it is a bird in addition to its other type and has flying. So this is very important. So normally when you see a card with X in it, a lot of times the way Magic cards are, your brain is wired to be like, oh, why would I spend a blue and an X to make a copy of Forsaken Miner? Mockingbird does not work that way. Because it cares about how much mana in total you've used to cast Mockingbird, if you spend just the blue and put 0 in the X, it can copy the 1-drops. So basically, off the tokens of the Case and the Corpse, Mockingbird can be spent for 1 mana to copy any of these creatures here. So any of these 12. 1 mana, it's a copy. So that gives us actually an additional skeleton in this zone. Now, Tinybones is a little bit weird because it does follow legendary rules, so a lot of times you don't want to do that. But if you do need a flying Death Toucher for some reason, for example, a Hottie Gen deck like Mono Blue, putting a flying Death Toucher in play with Mockingbird, making a copy of Tinybones, sometimes is worth it. Or if you're playing in a matchup where they don't have a lot of blockers and not a lot of removal, Mockingbird can just make a copy of Tinybones, we can hit them and then cast their stuff. The other thing that Mockingbird you'll see do incredibly well in this video is just copying Deep-Cavern Bat for 2 mana. The Deep-Cavern Bat is kind of the glue that holds everything together. It's stopping our opponent from wiping the board, or stopping them from comboing on us, or stopping them from doing any plan that they want to do. So what we do here is we play Deep-Cavern Bat, and then sometimes we spend a blue and 1 mana into X for 2 total mana to have it also copy the Deep-Cavern Bat, and now we get more cards from their hand. We're basically playing 8 copies of Deep-Cavern Bat at any time if we want to be. And then Gix gets a ton better when we played on the board, and now we have all these flyers coming in and getting us extra value. And finally, kind of playing just like a Spell Pierce type card where we have the option to counter a spell if need be. And it does come up today, which we probably would end up losing that game, but because we had this card in our deck, we actually end up grinding back in. And because we also had Mockingbird to copy the Deep-Cavern Bats, it also helped us out a ton as well. And with that said, that's about all I got. I got the deck all mixed up. The final note is that, again, I'm not playing Dirge or Satoru in this like I was in the past. If you're familiar with how I've been playing blue-black skeletons, Too many exile effects, I feel like they're kind of too vulnerable. So with that said, let's go ahead and hop into the games. See how they go. I hope you all enjoy. And if you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. Truly helps out the channel a ton. And let's go out there and game. Land. Forsaken Miner. Depending on what my opponent does, decides whether I go wide or not. Alright, well. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. Honestly, might not be worth it. Just the fact you have to do 14 steps just to get it onto the battlefield. Yeah. Kind of what we assumed that a creature was coming in. So we just waited a second before we went all crazy. I'll play the more expensive card here. If I do rip something like a Tinybones, I'm going to want to be ready to play it, then be able to play Mockingbird on something else here. Let's see what's up. You have Hop to it. Oh, you have the other one again. Okay. Interesting. Have anything outside of that? Okay. Well, we find land this time. We play Gix. And we're 100% in there. This has Menace, so it's not easy to block. They can reach block here, but they just take everything. Go to 8. And for me, because I have a Bloodletter, I'm definitely drawing as much as I can. If you can kill me from here, you're able to do it, and I believe in you. Sure. Alright. A little ambitious. I just need 2 of these to hit. Yeah, no, you got it. This Bloodletter doubles everything. Now, every single one of these that hits, every 2 damage is 4 damage. And that will put them in the ground. A block. And a block. A flying Mockingbird acting as the Forsaken Miner. I think they realized that. Go -4 because of Bloodletter, and they are out of the game. Very cool. Or they didn't realize it at all and just decided not to read our card. But I can't stop them. I believe in us, team. I really do. You know, sometimes you just gotta believe that something. I don't know. I literally don't know what I'm saying. Ooh. That might tap land. Because then next turn I can play Tinybones and hold up Cut Down. Based on kind of what our hand is here. It looks like we're probably going to have to... Are you not Lizards? You big Rakdos? Are you Vein Ripping? And? If you're going to Virtue this, I might Cut Down it, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't want them to have the Virtue late game. I guess. It's like weird. Here's a Gix. I played 21 lands, by the way. I was like, I don't mind because I have Bloodletters I'd like to play on curve, but at the same time, I'm like, what's going on here? So they sack. We're probably looking at what? A Shieldred? I play too much Standard. I feel like at this point I play too much Standard. No, pass. But now what's the plan? I guess what they're going to do next. I mean, Bloodletter's getting hit with the Go for the Throat, that's for sure. And then they're just going to attack and see if I block with Gix. Yeah? Huh. Intriguing. Not saying that that's what I would have done, but again, we're going for the win here. Oh, they have a cut down. Okay. That's what's stopping play here. 2 = 6. Yeah. Interesting. We have lethal on board if they can't answer our flyers, by the way. Oh, maybe they can answer our flyers. That doesn't do it. They didn't have anything for Preacher last turn. They didn't appraise it all. Yeah, that's fine. No blocks. Do we get there on, like, this weird technicality? Yeah? Dude. No stinking way, bro. Mockingbird. Yes! Don't concede, don't concede, don't concede, don't concede. Why? I wanted to double the double. So 2 is 6. It would have been 12 apiece. You smell them, dude. Yeah, that's red. I can smell it. I can smell them. Maybe I lied. I thought I could smell them. They were stinky. Your oars off. Are they aggro? What kind of oars off are you? Bat. I'll find out. Don't worry. I'll do some detectiving skills stuff. Oh, you're a monster. What? What is this? Doesn't even matter what I do. You know what? You know what? For principle, it's this one. Technically, it is that one because I do play skeletons and it actually matters. I'm just never going to attack with this thing. You can throw souls at the wall all day. I'm not picking up the phone, basically. Let's go for the throat for the artifact creature things that they've just shown us. Perfect draws into their perfect draws. I will auto pass my turn. Thank you. I'm not attacking. Not to me. What a stupid game. I have a Mockingbird. I can Mockingbird it up. I can make a copy of Gix and then they'll die to legendary rule. Yep. The bat. Wow. Arena's literally perfectly fine, by the way. Arena's not broken, dude. You just think it's broken. I have like 4 go for the throats, so I'm down to... Should I make them use the... No, because then they have a reason to use it, right? And then that just makes their braids better. Oh, what a dumb game. Tinybones. Who joineth uppeth. At this point, I just want to attack. I think I have to. I just can't let the temporary lockdown happen. They can double saw blade. Maybe they'll just tilt use both. I don't know. Then they can crash and then they make like a 5/5. I have no idea. But if I draw another Gix, I'm gonna be upset that I didn't do it. You know. Sure, I'll let you blade it. Free real estate right there. Yep. Get him. Uh-huh. Did you draw the swamp? I only attacked with 1 because now they can't craft, but... Dang, my opponent's nuts. Temporary lockdown doesn't seem great here. Apparently it seems good. I mean, I guess it takes everything on the board. Yeah, do it. Lockdown. Go ahead. Yeah, you second guessing now? They only have so many blades and they can't use both, so... Kicks. Double attack. I'm gonna lose everything to the stuff they have anyway, so I don't care. Oh. Yeah, I get 1 draw. Mockingbird? Dude, this is a Mockingbird. He's in disguise. You finally get your swamp, or are you crafting with that food token? Interesting. Well, Gix, you're gone. They actually have drawn well. Oh, wait, no, it's only creature, right? Yeah. I thought this was like creature or artifact that they could do. I was like, wow, that synergizes incredibly well. All right, well, now they only have temporary lockdown, so everything's free. I could even braid them. I could even do this. Let's try to draw land first, though. I would prefer that. Sure. This is a tough game. I also now have found 3 Mockingbirds, by the way. 4. Ooh. 5th. Ooh. Honestly, I guess if they temporary lockdown me, do I care? No, I kind of care. I kind of care. I thought about it. I care a lot, actually. I paid too much for this. I keep paying too much for it. Why am I doing that? Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, so update, by the way, team. Mockingbird, I do it with the 1 mana one. I know that. I pay 0. If you pay the blue and 1 into X, it works out perfectly fine. You literally have to do nothing else. Will you? No, it's too much. Okay. All right. Well, I'm in there. It's game time. I'm drawing 5. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. I've drawn every Mockingbird, by the way. Just in case you weren't aware, I drew every single one. Do I care? I guess. Play land. Discard a card. What do you care about? At the beginning of your end step, so I won't care here. I'll just get rid of a land. Look, I can get ready to activate Gix. This is also, I'm not joking, this has been the dumbest game I've ever played. I'm making mistakes with Mockingbirds, paying 2 and X because I want to make a copy of a 2-drop. But this is good. You can keep these. We like to look at these. Liliana, basic sleeves. Let's see. Rakdos. Rakdos what? Leave on top. Okay. Still a mystery, but it's probably a bigger deck if that's left there. Fable Passage on 2. Uh-huh. We could hold up the interference, but I kind of want a Deep-Cavern Bat. If they do nothing next turn, then I'm going to feel really weird. This Deep-Cavern Bat. Mockingbird's a pretty good draw because we can make it a copy of Deep-Cavern Bat. Okay. Bucko. What in the world? Oh, is this Legends deck? Oh, no. When it enters, you may discard a card if you do draw 2 cards and they want the Rakdos joins up. This is a Surveil land, so then this isn't there. I can Mockingbird then take that after. I guess that's my pattern here. Surveil land, sure. You're just looking for mana. And honestly, Rakdos joins up is pretty good where it's at. Brothers said in the bin? Wild choice. So here, just like I talked last game, we only want to spend 1 into that. So now it copies this. I look. They don't have the mana. They have the mana. So I need to get rid of that. And then I need to play this. And then we are either cast their stuff if we can. They put a Brotherhood in the bin. So hopefully they don't top deck another one. They do not. And they don't have a permanent in there, right? Correct. That I can actually do something with. I think here it's just hold up the interference. Just like that, we get him. Yeah. Yep. My turn. I guess I'm all in now. More Deep-Cavern Bats. I don't know what to take there. I don't know if it necessarily matters. I could have just not batted and brought that back. I guess that's actually a thought process for next turn, huh? If I don't get Brotherhood ended. Or they don't die. You're at 1. Go ahead. Look at this board saying the power of the 1/1s. Oh, dude. What weird games I'm playing. All right, we go first. Cool. We'll keep this. Every time the Mockingbird's there, you know, this is just a skelly. It's just a little skellyman. All right, we gotta watch for temporary lockdown. Pay 0, confirm 0. Yep. Yeah. Don't worry, I have the cut downs. I have to go for the throats. Can we find the good skeleton card off the top, please? The corpse. I haven't got to play with corpse much today. And there's a land. Don't worry, team. Trying our best. If they try to remove this, I'm probably removing it myself. Alright, and a braid I'll allow. A braid is fine. They get rid of Mockingbird because it doesn't necessarily have the crime clause. So it's not like I can just bring it back for free. In fact, I can't, but that's fine. Oh no, not Caretaker's Talent. I have like not the cards for this matchup and it's not particularly close. Oh, we have to go pretty desperate here. Kind of all I got. Now, if they play an Urbrass Forge, I'm in a lot of trouble. But I basically have to go for what I need, and this is now solved. Archangel's tough. But again, I can kind of answer it. Kind of depends whether or not I draw a land. On the 1 card, we do draw a land. Okay, so I pick this up. I go and I get a Corpse of the Lost. A card that if we would have drew a while ago, I'd feel really confident about our chance to win this game. But since it kind of took a while, I'm not super confident. I think they'll be able to stabilize here. We will pick that back up because this technically goes in the graveyard. And I would like to recast it. If they play land and Sunfall me here, I need more value. And then from here on out, we kind of just hope we draw skeletons. A Gix would also be fine with this kind of going. But with that said, yeah, we just need to draw no lands pretty much. And no kind of removal. Like, we don't mind removal in a sense. But like, right now we don't need it. And especially considering like Sunfall's probably obviously queued up here. Let's Deep-Cavern Bat. Let's take a look. Find that Sunfall or 2. Get Lost, Caretaker's Talent, and Lightning Helix. So if they're going to use 1, we're just going to try to beat it, I guess. That's all I really got. Yep. Corpse. They're getting hit for 6. And now they have to do this weird thing where they get lost by Deep-Cavern Bat. You just take it? Okay. Oh, show me how good you are. Show me how good you are. Yeah, they did this to do that. They're digging for Sunfall so hard. Now they have to hit an untapped land and Sunfall. Or temporary lockdown, I guess. That works. I thought about that, dude. Leave me alone. But if they're not careful, especially with how their mana might tap, they can accidentally get lost my Deep-Cavern Bat and it won't hold up Lightning Helix mana. Because I don't know what the client will prioritize holding. Whether it'll be the Fountain Port that technically can't be used if they use 2 mana. Or whether it'll prioritize the Fountain Port in one of the multicolored lands. No way that's the play, right? They thought about it. I mean, untap land doesn't... do it, I guess. I didn't really want to use Get Lost, you can tell. 6. I have Counterspell, and it will get the Sunfall. So let us just go to combat, try to wipe this board, I guess. I say you're going to take 4? Okay, that was an accidental click. Okay, that makes more sense. It's just weird that it still stacks them even though they changed the blocks, right? But yeah, sure. That totally makes way more sense to me. There is a play there to potentially go for the Throat Disc to pick this back up. But we get exactly what we want. We get exactly what we want. The Counterspell coming home. They dug everything they could to find the Sunfall. And we just countered away, and we end up winning the game. Because I could not think. They're like in the festivities ×2. Play on tap land. I'm cheating. Oh man, what a scenario. They dig super hard for the Sunfall. I thought it was a little so-so. I almost still like the Get Losting the Deep-Cavern Bat than Lightning Helixing a creature. And then you would have gained life, and then you would have creatures to kind of block, and then maybe you find the Get Lost or the Sunfall pretty naturally. But they went for it, and us playing blue has paid off honestly more than it's been a hindrance, at least in my opinion so far. All right, team. Pretty quick matches today. I liked it overall. I think blue was very good. I think blue helped us out a ton. A lot more than I really thought it was going to. I kind of sold it a bit in the intro where I was like, I'm pretty confident in this. But was I that confident? I'm not entirely sure. I've seen Mockingbird be very good in the past, and I just really wanted it to do well for us today. To kind of prove that maybe we need to give this an extra look every now and then, that we're kind of looking at these decks that care about creature types, whether that's humans or whether that's skeletons like we are playing today, or sometimes elves matter and things like that. But I liked it a lot, and I think it's misleading when you look at it, because a lot of times when I look at it, I go, why would I spend 2 mana to make a copy of a 1-drop? It seems like a lot of lost value just to give it kind of flying, especially if that 1-drop's not necessarily that good. But in our deck, our 1-drops are good, have a lot of value with Corpse of Loss, and getting that extra haste with flying is so good for us, because it's immediately a 3/2 flyer because it's copying the 1/1, or it's an extra copy of Bloodletter as we saw today, or just even getting extra copies of Deep-Cavern Bat to interact with our opponent. It just felt so good to me today that I actually liked it a lot, and I think it was worth it. And we never really got punished on the mana for it either, which was really nice. But I do like the kind of high density curve. Like, this curve is just a bar graph. Like, it's wild how this looks. But today it felt good. I liked it a lot. Hopefully you all did too. I don't think there's a whole lot more to kind of dive into here. You could argue play more lands. We are on 21, but I think we saw that Arena Best of One sometimes just doesn't care what your land count is. It'll give you 7 mana on 21. It'll give you 1 mana on 30 lands, and you're just like, what is happening? So sometimes you can kind of cheese it. Mono Red does it all the time, so why can't we? You know what I'm saying? With that said, that's all for me. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.